Yes, indeed. What is Sven covering today? Let's find out. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing some prep for the late night game that I have on Tuesdays. And sadly, this is not one that I stream. So if you want to watch it, too bad. But what I've done is this is part of my homebrew. And so I was looking for ideas and things to throw in here. And so one of the ways is I have some things that I purchased and the things that I've been given as well, things that I've won, some different Dungeon Master DM's Guild stuff. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you have stuff from Dungeon Master's Guild, and I have stuff from all price ranges, some things that as high as like $60 for these huge mega tomes and world settings with campaign settings and all these different adventures and all this stuff, all the way down to free and everything in between. I have stuff on there as well, so check me out. But regardless, once you purchase the stuff, or even before you're purchasing it, you want to do a couple things. First of all, you want to go to Format, not 3-mat, not 5-mat, Format, and you click Virtual Tabletop. Okay, and that narrows it down to Fantasy Grounds. Then you come up here to Product Type, and you click on Adventure. So once you click Adventures, it then opens up this sub menu, and you can pick the tier that you want the adventures to be. Now, you also go to My Library if you already bought stuff. So if you don't have stuff, doing it like this will then filter everything that's showing. If you go to My Library, it's now showing everything that I own that is tier 5 to 10, with some exceptions. If it's not really listed, sometimes it'll throw random things in there that aren't, because the author didn't denote what it's for. So you can see we have a lot of different choices here, and so different things that we can check and see if it worked, if it's if it'll work in our particular situation. So let's go ahead and check out. So the first one is Dark Tide of Damodan. So we go here to our modules, to our library down here. We click on modules. Okay, I thought I turned this off, and I just switched that real quick. Okay, so now we can just go by name. We're looking for DAMODAN. So it does not appear that I have it open, or hold on a second, why it doesn't, it should still show up though, because I just downloaded it. Let's see, Dark Tide of Dam, oh, it's DMON. Interesting. They have it misspelled on Dungeon Master's Guild, or misspelled here, one of the two. Anyway, so we open it up, we'll check it out and see. Encounters in the Savage Underdark. My people aren't in the Savage Underdark, but that also might be a choice. All right, so now that we've got it loaded, staying in this modules section, we can open it up, check out the reference manual, and get some ideas to see what's going on here. So it says, I'm just looking to get the first, usually in the first paragraph, it tells you Here it is, 5 characters from 5th to 8th level. Should take 3 to 4 hours to complete, depending on how the characters interact with each of the encounters. 5th to 8th, that's like just below what I was looking for. So could bump it up, but let's see what else we have here. So we have Obsidian Dreams. So another thing you can do is go here to back to our Dungeon Masters Guild and take a look at this too. So this is a tier 2 level 5 to 6 adventure. Okay, this is one I did. See, there it is. Ta-da. It's $3 for the Fancy Grounds version. So check it out. It's actually pretty cool, pretty darn cool adventure. And Fancy Grounds makes it really easy. All right, so let's check out the lair of Galactus. All right, so looking at this, it has black and white maps. Doesn't say, and it also doesn't say, oh, here it is. 1st to 5th level. So this was misfiltered, and I don't really care for the white and black and white maps if I have a choice. All right, attack on copper foil is 1 to 4. So let me check my adventures, make sure my filter, see if my filter is still right. It still says 5 to 10. So yeah, sometimes the author doesn't do what they're supposed to do for DMs. All right, so we're going to go down to Fiddy. The Heir of Orcus, Palace of the Efreet. See, we have colored maps. 4-hour adventure for 5th to 10th level characters. Dangerous planar exploration, which is exactly fits my characters. With improved full color maps. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so this is CCC ODFC 0202. So we go here, back where we were, and we just want to make sure. So I can have, I don't know what the difference between search PDF and regular PDF is. The maps and images.zip. So first of all, we'll take the mod. We do the download. So what you do is I have it set up to where I have my Fantasy Grounds folder pinned, because it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt to find. If you're having trouble finding it, shoot me a message. Actually, I'll walk through it in just a second here. So here you go to modules, open it up, and do the same thing if you purchase an extension or something. So here it is, boom, save. So the way you can find it is there are a couple different ways of finding your folder. One way is if you when you open up Fantasy Grounds itself. Okay, all right, so they changed things. Oh, here it is. I just didn't have full screen. There it is. So you click on the folder up here in the top corner, and it opens it up to where you are. If you use Classic, the word Smiteworks will not be there, but it's very hard to find. Even if you search, some computers you won't be able to find this. So then at this point, you can then pin it like I did here. I have it pinned so that it stays there forever. I honestly don't know how to do that. I just know I was able to do it at one point. You might be able to just click and drag it over here. Um, I honestly don't know how to pin it, but that's where you can find it. If you don't want to pin it, that's fine. You may not access it as much as I do. But I access this probably 6, 7 times a week um, when I'm working hard and putting in a bunch of pictures and things. Um, anyway, so that's how you find. That's one way to find where your folder is. I believe you can now also go to your assets link down here. Again, this is just in Unity, and then go to folder. Yep, there you go. So it makes it simple to find. Anyway, so now that we've done, we want to make sure we click this. Down here, it'll say folder assets refreshed. And we can now open that up. So we go to our assets again. To our mod library again. I don't know if you need to update it with the modules. I think it'll show up here anyway, but just in case. So let's see if I can. Palace of the Afriti. Okay. So now you just zoom down until you see it. Okay, maybe. Interesting. I could have sworn it was it would be there. Let's check. Oh, I'm sorry. Ignore me. You have to open it up, which is the same thing I did a moment ago with the other one that I was looking for. And speaking of the one I had opened up already, I don't need the Dark Tide of Damondon, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. It's now no longer loaded. All right, so what we want is a Afriti. Am I spelling it wrong? E-F-R-E. So let's go with Palace. Reset filter. Palace. Interesting. Why is this not showing the module I just loaded? All right, so let's go ahead and close it. So I want to change this background anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Return to Launcher. We'll check out a couple more of these. So it is a mod. Yep. So I was right. So I don't know if this comes with the images. We'll have to check and make sure. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the Heir of Horcus. This is a mod. Okay, good. So let's take a look at this one. 2 to 5 hour adventure for characters 5 to 10. It's even got a preview right here, huh? Pretty cool. It says full color PDF, all art assets file 35 plus commissioned. So this is for the number 3. I wonder if I have the other Heir of Orcus. modules. Might be interesting to run. We'll check it out and see. All right, so looking here it is. Scaled for a party of 4 to 6, 5 to 7. So that's a little lower than what I'm looking for. So you get the idea now of what it is that I do when I'm looking to pull something in, like a little one shot to, here we go, unclick the modern and start. Looking for mini dungeon caves. I've already checked. 9B as laboratory. Sounds interesting. Let's see. 4 to 5 hour for 4 to 6th level. Too low. Temple of the Opal Goddess. Let's check this one out. 4 to 6 of levels 5 to 8. Just a smidge too low. Once this loads back up, I won't bother. I won't keep looking anymore. But yearning to breathe free. Characters 5 to 15. Okay, here we go. A noble is murdered. Okay, it's a little bit too specific. This is very much so in the city. My people, I could move it to a different city and stuff, but this is Cavern of Lost Souls. They're 5th to 6th level. It doesn't work. My group is druids, so druid and a ranger. So that's not going to work. All right, so this is everything I've got. Undermountain. More Undermountain stuff, huh? The second Black Down. First to 5th level. Okay. First through 16. New monsters. Magic items. 60 pages of 5th edition adventures ready to go. Well, let's check it out. So this is Mines of Chult. Here we go, Mines of Chult. It is a mod, so we're going to download. Go to our SmiteWorks. Modules. Save. All right, so we are done with this for now. We will. All right, so we're back to our traditional setup here. I like the modern setup a lot, but my player does not. So players don't. So we'll go back to what it is. Hey, Atomic, how you doing? So I'm just showing how to pull in a new module, a new story, if you will. So let's check it out and see if they have come in here now. So the two. All right, so the Schultz one didn't load. What was the other one? I forget the name of the other one though. Damon. Yeah, that was there. Okay, good. So far everything's working. All right, so it does look like you have to reload Fantasy Grounds for it to find the modules. Let's check the one other place here. Okay, all right, so let me go to my here. You can go Control Shift T to bring up the last one where you just were. All right, and what was the go to account. My library, I mean. And like I said, you go to Format, Virtual. You go to Product Type, Adventures. And then there you click on the tier that you want. I had 50. All right, so it was two of them. I had boy, it's bad when you get old. I can just let's see. It was Quick Dungeons, Cavern of Lost Souls is too small. That one was too specific. Undermountain, The Lost Chambers. Well, that was it. So Undermountain and Mines of Chult are the two we were looking for. So let's see. Click on Modules and go to Under. Counters. Yeah, I remember that one. Okay, so let's go to Mount. Why none of these are working? Let's see. So let's check our folder, shall we? Go to our computer. Boom. Schmatworks. Fantasy Grounds. Modules. And I just click on the date. Takes a minute. Looks like I'm just gonna have to redo this real quick. Let's go ahead and exit the program. I think that's the problem. I didn't exit the actual program. I just stayed. That's what it was. So when you add things now, images and stuff like that, you don't have to go through this. But when you add modules and extensions, you do want to restart Fantasy Grounds completely, and you will then be all set. So load campaign. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the simple brown theme. I like it. It is very simple and it works. Are we done yet? Here we go. There we go. So we have our Mines of Chult, the Palace of the Efreet. The other things we're going to be doing today. So we have mines, and a free. So then we'll open them up, check them out, see which one we want to use. If we want to use them all, do we want to? I'm leaning more toward the mines of Chult in that there are several different um, because there are, let's see, Undermountain, Lost Chambers. Because there are different levels and they're just simple, quicker, smaller things in a huge adventure. If I do want to use something like a whole long story, I want to make sure I have more time. Right now I don't have a lot of time to prep and read through that yet. So we're going to go ahead and do that instead. All right, boom. We'll reopen Fantasy Grounds and start it. So we also have a couple things we're going to be doing today as well. We will be, so I need to make some items. So they found some shards, some of these crystals, and they broke them up into pieces, destroying them so that they wouldn't open up this gate to another plane, another dimension, if you will. And then they decided to keep some of them. So I need to build those items and put them in their inventory. I need to check the wild shape tokens because there's a way to add a wild shape token so that when the person changes into it, it switches it automatically. There we go. I need to add some notes, set up a calendar, add cold breath to the dog. All right, so here's our map. Cool. Minimize it. Boom. All right, so you see how this is very simple, much easier. What happened to my lists over here, huh? Options, sidebar, all. There we go. That was weird. Okay, boom. So this layout, this design, this theme is very basic, and I like it. I like it a lot. So now let's go to our modules, library, modules. Okay, did I click the wrong one? No, I'm in the right one. Why aren't any of these loaded? I'm so confused to what's happening right now. So I want 50, thank you. Ability modifiers, nope, don't need that. Okay, so I'm not sure why, but this is how when you first pull up your campaign, um, you go through and you activate your modules. Because I am doing a a homebrew campaign, not as many, I don't have to worry about opening up any particular one. All right, so Yeah, it's just really weird. I'm not sure why. Here we go, Palace of the Efreet. So that's what I was looking for in the first place. I'm going to go ahead and open up the Heir of Orcus, but that's probably something I'm going to be using later. Let's see. All right, next page. Yeah, so I'm smid confused as to why I'm having to open these again, but so to save time, I'll come back and do this off air. Let's go ahead and find this Efreet. I clicked on the Dungeon Master's Guide, so it takes a minute to go through and open up the DM's Dungeon Master's Guide. Oh, I'm clicking in the wrong spot. Palace of the Efreet, and then Chult. And Undermountain. Boom. Boom. We'll open up the... Go. Alright, so leave this for the moment. So now we go to our scroll down. You see everything is here. So let's go ahead and open up our palace. Click on the story, or there's usually a reference manual. It's one thing that tells you, here we go, story, that Rob Toohey's team didn't do it because Rob Toohey's team always has a reference manual. The difference is this reference manual is small, sort of like a PDF. You click on it and it takes you page by page through the whole thing. That's what the difference is. All right, so this is the Undermountain one. Let's see, Adventure Index, level. There we go. See, this is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm looking for level 9 will be perfect. The Hunger of Abathar is level 9. Could do 8 as well, but the Hunger of Abathar is probably going to be better. So let's take a look at the Hunger of Abathar. 46 levels of level 9, yep. Here's the DM map. Okay, nice. See, it's quick, easy setup. All right. So just skimming through this to see. So the adventurers may have stumbled onto the shrine. Okay. And then it gets into it. So cool. So you've got let's open up that. So it's called Hunger of Abathar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new, my Shift Alt is my hotkey, and I'm going to start putting these in here. So even if I don't use it for tonight, I mean for the ones I'm using this week or later this week, next week, whatever, I'll have it ready to go. Already pulled on, I don't have to go through all this again. So that's Undermountain, and now I'm looking at these ones. Let's see, table of contents. CR 1115, perfect. It tells me exactly what I wanted to know. Several of them are 5 to 10. This is a, thank you. Oh, are these all afterwards? Ah, it is afterwards. Okay, so this is CR10. This is perfect. Let's see what this is. Short adventure designed for 10 to 12th. Here's a map. Pink. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so Shift Alt. And I'm going to throw this puppy down here. So now I have a link to it. All right, so I have several other 5 to 10s here. So for now, we're going to leave this here and check out our last option here to see if there's anything else that really floats the boat. Let's see, this is Palace of the Efreet. Okay, here we go. A young nobleman attempts to revive the cult of elemental flame by seeking out the patronage of a powerful being. They hire you to stop his plans and bring him home. Optimized for APL 8, which average party level of 8, and that's pretty darn close to what I am. Cool, cool, cool. This might work for my people. I'll have to double check and see. So let's go ahead and Shift Alt and throw it down here. Boom. So now I have 3 different drop and play adventures with the possibility of several others that I can look at. I'm going to minimize this to look at once we're done with the stream. So now I can open those up, drop and play. I can add them to my story that I'm making. All those different things that I wanted to do. I'm ready to go. This is the storyline I'm using right now. So as I said before, I like having all my things I'm using right now in my right here, my hotkeys for the ones I'm using now. So let's get back to this item creation, shall we? So let's go to our items. Boom. And when you make anything, a storyline item, an item, an NPC, a story entry, encounter, parcel, any of those things that you're looking at over here on the right side, and quests, it puts you in the all. When you make a brand new one, it throws it automatically in the uncategorized. So if you want it to be in a special place, you'll just need to make sure that you have the one selected. So like with the Arrow of Orcus, if I wanted to create that item within the Arrow of Orcus, I just click this, and now I'm here, right click on it, and that item will then be showing up there. It'll also be in all as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to all, because I'm fine with it being in all. I'm going to see, I don't think I have the crystals already. So there is a crystal here. There's a quartz crystal within the Mind of Chult, which is nice. I'm going to take a look at this and see what this is. It's just 20 gold. Okay, so it's less information than what I'm going to have. Crystals of Arcane Focus come in shapes and sizes. Okay. Gonna go to our party sheet, double check the inventory. Oh, there we go. So I have crystal shard, blue, green, yellow, So it looks like I already did this. Let's check this out. Where is, this is Airden has them. So we go to our, let's go ahead and open up the combat tracker anyway. So I may have just thrown them in there without giving them any details. So let's check out. That's what I'm looking for. I go under inventory. He has all these crystal shards. So crystal shards right here are all in his backpack. You click on the information button. Yeah, so they're plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go open them all up because they're all going to be similar. So green and blue and red. Whoa. Yellow and red. All right. Close this down and go to our story. Let's see. Yes, I'm not sure why these crystal shards aren't showing up here. It's odd that they're not showing up, but it's okay. We'll live. Let me check one thing. Encounters and story. Good. I seriously misspell it. Wow. Add category, edit groups. Thank you. Oh, the encounter is correct. The story is misspelled. Okay. All right, so we've got our shard here. What I was looking for is I have this special thing called 20 troublesome treasures. And this has, so let's go to my tables. Here we go. Minor curses lurking in a magic item. That's what I was looking for. 20 minor drawbacks for magic items. There we go. All right. All right, so this first one is perfect. The item occasionally and seemingly randomly radiates light equal to that of a candle. The owner cannot control when this light appears or disappears. So we're going to see which one this is going to apply to. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we rolled a non-existent number. Try it again. 2. Okay, so this one will go right here. Boink. So the instead of item, we're going to say crystal. Occasionally and seemingly randomly. Radius light equals that of a candle. Okay. Non-ID name is broken green Crystal. All right, so we're going to say that this is worth /DIE. I'm going to roll a random. I'm going to say it's worth at least 50 gold up to 500. And I want it to be, I'm going to say 100. So we'll do 1D 350 plus 125. So it'll be up to 475. Well, we'll make it up 150. 500. There we go. Enter 208 gold. And then we'll go, if you click in your chat window and go up, it'll do it again. 76. The blue one is 76. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? 358 is the first one. I misread it. Okay, so 358. 76 was the roll, then you add the 150, it's 226. Okay. Sorry guys, 238 is the last one. Alright, and our last shard is 485. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The red shard is 485. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Let's roll and see what other minor drawbacks. So we're going to start with the blue shard. Let's see. It's either going to have a curse or a drawback, maybe both. So I'll say it has, I want it to have one or the other. But, so let's say it's a 30% chance for a curse. And I always go low. So there's no curse. So that means it does have a drawback. Some point in the past, the item was exposed to a small anathema to dogs. Dogs and wolves will not willingly approach the owner. Indeed, they bark and bare their teeth the item's owner approaches them. This is perfect because there is a wolf in the party. And so this is great. So this is number 8. I just take this, poink. I don't have to explain the top of it. I'm just going to say the how. We don't care. Okay. Non-ID name is, instead of broken green, it's going to be broken blue crystal. Control C, boom. Control V, broken blue. Red. Yellow. Rarity, they're all rare. They've got their weight, they've got their gold. Okay. So he's done. Click. Green one is done. All right, same thing. 30% chance. Actually, I want one of these two to have a curse. So we're going to say this is, I'm going to bump this up to 50% chance. Below 50. Yes, so this one has a curse. Highly magnetized. Okay. The stored magnetism dissipates overnight. That doesn't seem to make sense. Oh, I see. Interesting. Let's roll one more just to see if it's a little less annoying. No, it's the same one. Try again. Come on. Here we go. Subtle field that attracts undead. Unintelligent undead prefer to attack the wielder above all other targets. And intelligent undead feel drawn and they do all they can to possess it. Interesting. Alright, so now there's going to be a 30% chance that there's also a minor drawback. Nope. Alright, so 30% chance there's a curse. Nope. So there is a drawback. Alright, so for the crystal red shard, I think I like the okay. To resist or avoid attracts electrical attacks. And again, we're going to change item to crystal. Crystal is highly magnetized and attracts, okay? All right, and then the last one is the crystal yellow shard. What's it gonna do? I like the undead thing though. The smell of burning wood hangs in the air around the item. Creatures with good sense of smell can detect the owner from twice the normal distance. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm also going to put the undead curse on it as well. There we go. All right. And by the way, if you're interested in what this is, where is story? RS 2018 Troublesome Treasures. So if you search the DM's Guild for Troublesome Treasures, oh, I have things very specified there. That doesn't fall under any of those things. Let's see, troublesome. Really? It's not showing up. This is a virtual tabletop. Let's go with treasures. This might have been found in a compendium or something. Let's see. I'm not seeing it here, so I'm not sure. Let's look at this one more time. It is RS-20. So it looks like RS is significant. It's probably in whatever this RS-20. Okay, I'm not sure why that is doing that. 20 things, number 18. All right, and if I don't find it here, then we may just have to do a All right, well, hey, let's go to Raging Swan Press. There it is. $2.45 for the one I have. You can see there's a lot of them. So there you go. That's where I found Raging Swan Press. Um, pretty sure I got it from the TNT GMs Guild at some point, but I don't know why it's not showing up here. But check one last thing. Maybe it's two different words here. I'm pretty sure it's in, it might be here in his bundle. Let me try one other thing here. Okay, anyway, point is, it exists if you like this. I like it a lot. It gives you all these tables. You saw the curses, the drawbacks. Close it, click. But there's also colors and where'd my tables go? I don't like that these aren't in alphabetical order. So the fragile treasures, bulky treasures to get out of, difficult to get out of the dungeon, drawbacks, difficult to sell treasures. Uh, so here's like skull-shaped medallion, a roll of worn leather, drinking cup, an ornate iron box. See, and these nice thing is these are all made. I mean, so you have all this little description of what it does. Um, so it's pretty cool, pretty well done. I like it. So that means all of our crystals are done. So we get to expose that to them a little bit. So the elemental shards are done now. Cross that off my list. So the cold breath, did I add that to the dog already? Let's take a look at Rendon. Yes, so his attack and his damage, all that's done. Save for half. Lock it down, Becky. I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi before you head off to bed. I do very much appreciate that. I stopped in there, did a little bit of lurking of my own yesterday on your playing King's Quest. So I thank you. I appreciate it very much. I'm looking up here at where I had the chat. So if you're wondering why the hell is he staring off into space, it's because I forget my camera is not where my chat is. So but I appreciate you guys. So those of you watching later on, you should definitely check out Lock It Down Becky and their stream. It's a family affair, lots of fun. They just relax, they sit back, they stream. Half good part of the stream is just them interacting with the people watching and with each other. It's awesome. Lots of fun. Definitely something to check out. It's all one word. Lock It Down Becky. So like them, follow them. They're awesome. Okay, so that is actually. Let's take a look. So I'll just double check and make sure my wolf had his powers all set up, which he does. So we're good there. We can take this off. So the cold breath has been added. All right, so I want to check a couple other things here. Look at my notes. Poof, here we go. So our people and places have not been added. All right, so what you do is, what I did was I had gone to from when we went from Fantasy Grounds Classic to the Fantasy Grounds Unity. I brought over one campaign, and then I'm trying to talk while I'm doing this. Give me just a second here. Poof. Start. Um, and so that brings over a lot of the stuff, but doesn't bring it all over. So I had to, with notes, for example, are one thing that doesn't carry over. I have a people and places note that I set up for my players. That is people and places that they meet. So pretty much any time it's a significant character or even an NPC that they I think they'll interact with again or that they want to remember, I throw it into people and places. Um, I have a list of not only cities but also inns and shops and taverns and places of note. Uh, and then I also have things like the druidic enclaves. So they're each type of land of terrain has its own enclave. So the forest enclave and the grass enclave, the mountain. Um, so they all have the swamp. All they have all the different enclaves. Um, and so I have all those things listed in the people and places, so they can just look. I also have a deities, for example. So and the reason I have a deities one is that you walk up to any person on a street today and say, you know, what do you know about Buddhism? They'll know something. They know it exists. And it's used, there are little idols of this large fat guy. And that may be all they ever know. They may not understand anything else about the uh, foundings or stuff like that, but at least they have an idea. So that's and they know it's usually that they should know that it's Oriental origins. So that's what I have. My list of deities is just the basic one sentence Lolth, mm, goddess of spiders, usually worshipped by drow, dark elves. And that's it. So I have a bunch of notes like that for them, for my players, so that if I mention Lolth, for example, then they can check this list and will have some idea of what I'm talking about. So for example, so what I do is you open it up in your deities, boom, Control V. So what I did is I opened this up. Let me make it small enough to where I can show you. There we go. So this is my classic version. my Fancy Grounds Classic with my other campaign. Here's my note. Just copied it, and now I can paste it. Boom. The only thing you would have to do is go through and take out the extra spaces, because it does add an extra space each time you do the return. Not sure what the why that is, but it's actually pretty easy. You can just go through and get through all the extra spaces. There you go. So there's my deity list. For example, if I say Ogma, well, if the characters or the player doesn't remember who Ogma is, they can just open it up and say, oh, he's the deity of knowledge. Bard, inventors, clerics, scribes, sages usually worship Ogma. Everybody pretty much knows at least that much. Um, so here's my people and places. Going to do the same thing with my, open up my old one, clickety clickety. And of course, I also have a DM's version of the people and places. Proper nouns is what I called it. Control A, Control C. So we're going to leave Mithril up here for now. Control 1. Control V. Boom. So there's our people and places. Quite a bit larger than, and these are similar to story entries. So you can hit Control 2, for example. Boom. And now it is a paragraph subheading. So remember I talked about the, so the asterisk denote, let me go all the way up to the top. The asterisk denote Control 2 images. So I had links, because you can link images in here as well. And that's what all those asterisks are. As needed, I can go through and add the images back. So you can see most of these are just simple one-liners. Others are more in depth. And I've mentioned it to the players before. If they ever want to add things or add, whether it's descriptions or people that I have not added in here, to let me know, and I will do that for them. Same thing with maps. So like Ahoy Hoy, which is where the turtles lived on Cholt. Actually, it's not Cholt. It's an island close by. Anyway, here's the Druid Enclaves. So there's the Arctic, the coast, the mountains, the forest, swamp, and desert and grasslands. I'm going to go ahead and put this as 2, Control 2. There you go. So now they have, so like I said, you can link all of these images to them. So for example, I know I have a Sword Coast close map. So this is the map of the Sword Coast that I use that's close. I'm not sure why it says delete. I forget why it's here, but we're gonna make it unidentified, open it to change it to Sword Coast close up. So close it. And now I drag this here to Short Coast map. And now the players can click this and it will open up the map. So anytime I also have people that I have pictures for and things like that, I throw that in there and they can open up the picture as well. All right, so people and places have been updated. And it seems like, boy, there's a ton of information. What's going on? Really, it's not. And if you remember to do it as they're meeting these people or after the session, then it makes life a lot simpler. I'm missing my message of the day reminder, but let's open up our message of the day. All right, so this message of the day is a new thing that they've incorporated. It's under, if you go to your options, you'll find message of the day. Right now, there's nothing in it. Having destroyed the crystals powering the planar gate, the group is heading for the grass enclave. I could put more information in there if I want to. Right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Clear out these. We don't need these anymore. So I am going to put the map. Fine, I'm gonna, I'll put more. It starts to rain as they look to bed down for the night. As they approach some abandoned ruins, they are attacked by rats of all shapes and sizes. All right, so there you go. Boom, boom, boom. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put all of these here. So let's see. So we're going to say yes. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I guess when you change themes now, it clears out your opened modules. Seems a little odd. Here we go. Click. Yeah, so you'll see that most of the creatures I use are not typical, simply because one of the players in here has been a DM for many years, and it also has a very good memory. So he knows most of the stats and most of the things about your typical creatures. So I use unique things, things from the Monster Manual, expanded Monster Manual, the Monster Manual, um, the Alien Bestiary, which is a phenomenal book, has tons of new dragons, new giants, new undead, new elementals, new plants, tons of stuff. The Alien Bestiary. It does have some robots and science fiction things, but it's I've used it for tons and tons. I haven't used it in a sci-fi campaign yet, but I've used it quite a bit for what? It's a were-rat assassin. Okay, never mind. They're the same one. All right, so we have these 4 were-rats. All right, so now, so when my players log in, your message of the day will pop up, and they have to close it. So there is no saying, well, I didn't see it. You have to see it. You have to close it. They don't have to read it, but they at least have to close it. And so uh, that's what the message of the day does. Let's click. All right, and last thing I'm going to do is check my options. So while you're here, I'll tell you what my options are to see if it's changed. I don't think it has, but let's check. Um, so for example, I like having all of my, I know one thing I just changed last week, and I'll check that one to see. So it's view, so the turn order, player, let's see, show turn orders only friendly. Good. So that's your combat tracker. So I, as a DM, see everything. I know when the rats go and what order they go in. But the players only have the players. So they see Luthien, Eridan, Rindon, um, Farandu in that order. Um, and then on the bottom is all the creatures. Uh, and I think they're in numerical order. So what'll happen will be Luthien, and all of a sudden it'll jump down to the guy whose turn it is now. Uh, and I have it to where it re-rolls initiative every round. So they never know when the bad guys are going, which is great because, so like now, Luthien sees, okay, well, 5 is about to go. Or if now it's Eridan's turn, he says, well, 6 is already gone, so I'll just shoot number 11. He hasn't gone yet. They don't have that liberty unless they remember who's gone and who hasn't, which, depending on the situation, may not be that hard. The point is, I like it this way. My options did not change, so that's good. All right, well, hey, that's going to do it. I've been on for a while now. We went over a lot of information today. We looked at making items. Uh, we looked at importing modules and how that works. How the Dungeon Masters Guild website works a little bit. Um, where to put where you take a module from another website and put it on and then open it up here. And we looked at importing from previous Fantasy Ground Classic information into Fantasy Grounds Unity. So covered a lot of information today. If you have questions, make sure that you leave comments. I have responded to every comment that's ever been posted to these. I can be glad to make a whole video covering that topic if you have a question about it. Show up on Tuesdays. I'm typically here at 10:30. Today was a little different, but typically 10:30s I do Fantasy Grounds. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 10:30 in the morning, UTC -8. I'll be doing, which is Pacific time. I'll be doing Starfinder preparation and how that works. And check this out on Wednesday nights. I have 2 different campaigns that I stream. If you want to see how I am as a dungeon master, um, so like, subscribe, do all that stuff, hit the bells, hit the whistles. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.